In this lesson, I'm going to be talking about the button interpolate. The button interpolate or interp here on the corner of each foregraphing area. It's used to decrease the size of large file or increase the number of data in a file which doesn't have enough. It's basically using an interpolation function. Let's just take an example where we have a file which has a large number of data and you wish to decrease the number of data. So let's, for this example, actually load 4 files together. So it's showing you that you can do that in a number of files together and it doesn't cause any problem. So these functions here will be a little bit long in case you have very large number of files. So let's just plot temperature here in X and dilatometer in Y. So as you see here, you have 300,000 data, more than 300,000 data, okay? So in order to interpolate these or to work with these with any type of software, you need to have certain time to process all of this data. So instead of going ahead and doing operations on these files here, it is sometimes convenient, when possible, to apply an interpolation on this data. And this interpolation, you can just choose the number of files that you want to have. So that is, you transform the 3000 point into, let's say, 4000 point for this application. Let's just say 8000 point, that will be enough. And then when you will have then this file, you will be able to play with them more rapidly. It's going to be easier and more convenient to use them. So you just select the factor that you want and you click on interpolate, and what it will do is will actually transform take the first file, that is the green one here, and transform the 3000 point into a 8000 point by applying an interpolation function, that is this ASCII spline here. It then takes the second file and does the same, and the third file does the same. So it's an iterative process where it will transform each time a total number of points, initial number of points, into a final number of points. And then when it does that, instead of displaying them, it would save the file into the same folder as this one, so that you can actually load them afterward and continue your work with them. So this is done now. We have here this message that says that it's done, and all the files, they have been saved with an extension inter. So with the factor here, factor will be 8000. So we are going to look for files which have an extension inter 8000. So if I go in the same folder where we had load this file originally, it was this one, I believe. You have here, you see inter 8000, inter 8000. Those are the ones that have been created just now. So let's just load them now, and we will be looking at them. So I just don't want to do mistake here. First one, second one, third one, and the fourth one is gonna be here, this one. So you see here now I have only 8000 points, okay? And so, however, the data, they still look quite alright, I mean, this interpolation function had been given enough points so that you can still resolve very well all the different features of the curve. And then you see right now you have transformed 4 times 3000 points into 300,000 points, into 4 times 8,000 points by simply clicking on one button. You can do that in any of the graphing area. And yeah, that's it for the interpolate function.